Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
And if you are living in Canada, we would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
It's
Different
not the Thanksgiving
year?
that I'm sure any of us were hoping for. But you can still eat turkey and mashed potatoes and put gravy on everything and have some pumpkin pie. So,
And as
Video
Justin
chat
Trudeau
your
was saying,
family.
we don't have Thanksgiving, but hopefully we'll have Christmas. And what are you saying? Video chatting your family?
You can video chat your family because we're not really supposed to be getting together in large groups.
But if you live with your family, obviously,
That is true.
eat dinner.
I always say that Thanksgiving is like the foodie holiday. Like,
Yes.
if you're really like into food,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is your holiday.
Yeah.
Yes.
true.
And you can still do that. You
Yes.
just make smaller portions, or make the big portions
And then
and
just
eat
eat it
for
all
a
week.
week.
Or deliver
Yes.
it.
Or deliver it.
That's cute. You
Yeah,
can have little
that's a
like
good idea.
porch
like
things.
loot bags almost.
And if you are living in America, this is probably still going to apply to you in November, so you could just, do it then.
Yes.
Ooh, the shade of it all.
Well,
I mean, let's be honest, Lydia.
Pandemics are not fun for the entire world.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the past couple of Thanksgivings, we've played some, themed games. After a while, it kind of gets redundant. So here's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I thought, if you were to have a Thanksgiving with your family, what would you do during Thanksgiving? You would all sit around a table, you would eat your food, and you would catch up on your lives. And I feel like, even though they're all looking at me like I'm insane, there's been a few, boy bandy items, newsy items that we could, catch you up on. And then I feel like, one of the newsy items could turn into a longer conversation about, let me help you out, so maybe you're telling your family member about your new job and they're like, oh, I do that job. And then they give you a bunch of advice about it.
And then,
Alright,
then
cool.
your
So-
drunk uncle is like, ah. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh my god, I'm
But
so
the drunk
embarrassed.
uncle will not be there this year.
I'm the drunk uncle.
Okay.
It takes 2 sips to get Lydia drunk.
That's true.
That is true.
So,
lead the way, almighty leader.
Yes.
so,
We don't know what's
I kind of get it.
you know
kinda
what,
get it.
though?
It's sweet. It's sweet.
you know
No,
what,
it's
though?
sweet. But
I feel like, for when we started this podcast, I never used to tell them what the topic was. I would just spring it on them in the moment,
this is true.
That is true.
and we would discuss.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like we've strayed away from that. And so I thought, you know what? Bring back
Go
the
back
old
to the
times.
roots.
OG.
Go back to the
way.
roots. Spring topics on you.
All right.
That's a good
Sure.
one.
You know.
That's a good one.
So, we have mentioned that AJ was on Dancing with the Stars. At the time that we're recording this, he's still on.
I haven't
nothing-
watched any of it, so get me up to speed.
So we
sure.
can sort of get you up to speed on what's happening. At the time, I think that we mentioned it, we didn't know. So he's partnered up with Cheryl Burke.
Is that the person?
that is the
She-
professional
She's a
dancer.
professional dancer.
Is she on all the time?
She's always his partner. Yes,
No, I mean,
No,
is
no.
she on the show all the time?
She was, and then she was off for a
Majority?
few years,
Yeah.
I think.
we're not. I'm.
How does that
not
work?
a- like a
How does
huge-
Dancing with the Stars work?
Yes, is she on the payroll and then she gets
Yes.
handed a celebrity?
Correct.
Okay, so
Yes.
start from the beginning because I don't know.
Okay, it's in its 27th-ish, 29th season, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially there is a bunch of dancers, male and female.
Professional
And then-
dancers.
Professional
Okay.
dancers, not
Okay.
strippers, actual dancers. They do
Damn it.
ballroom dancing and all different types of things. Then there are celebrities, and
Loosely.
the term is used loosely. There's usually some singers, there's usually some football players, there's usually some old celebrities who have no coordination. There's usually at least
Carlton was on
one.
there.
There's usually one Disney.
Alfonso.
kid,
Rebelio, or
like,
however it says
a
that.
person
right.
who has been on a Disney show. He's
Ah.
usually on there because it's owned by Disney, I believe.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
And then from what I gather, there is a panel of 3 or 4 judges depending on the year.
And is it like
Sometime
one of
there's-
them gay and he's just like, I loved it.
That is Bruno.
Bruno,
Okay.
he's hilarious.
So they have Bruno.
Love
they
it.
have Carrie Ann, who's like the hard ass.
Carrie Ann Arbor or something.
Yes.
Is that her real name?
Yes.
It sounds like a fake name.
It's, I don't know.
Like, it sounds like
her
she's
hair
had a-
has been fake this entire season. Does she normally change her hair this often? I don't watch the show.
I don't.
I literally
believe
only
so.
watched it 4 years ago when Nick was on.
I know that Nick was on it, yeah.
And then there's usually Glenn Goodman, who is an old man, who I believe is also gay, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Not as
I
fun.
don't think.
But he's British and he's more proper about things. But because of COVID and all that stuff, he is in England. So what they've been doing this year is they've been like sprinkling in him like, I'm Glenn Goodman, this is how the foxtrot is done, and then they show some people foxtrotting and he explains how the dance works. And then in the year that we saw it, Julianne Hough, who was a dancer, was a person,
a judge.
a judge.
Yep.
Now Derek, who is a professional dancer,
That's their brother and
who
sister.
Diane hates. He is the professional judge
Why'd you
this year.
hate him?
Their brother and sister.
She just doesn't like it. So there's
Can
3.
Diane speak for herself?
Okay, Diane, speak.
Does she want?
They were
to-
doing the thing from the last episode where they look at me, ask questions, and then answer their own questions.
Correct.
Refusing to let me even answer a question that they asked me.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Apologize, Diane. Please
Diane,
speak.
could
But
you
it's fine. I don't want to interrupt them. They're in a groove. Keep going.
Why do you hate the guy?
It's fine.
I just hate him. Oh,
Okay.
I don't. Okay, it's kind of a. Can I
Yes.
say the whole
Yes,
story?
please. Yes, please.
Why I hate him?
Correct,
Mhm.
yes.
I hate him because I feel like I used to watch this show. So I used to watch it like pretty consistently, and then after Nick lost, I was I was annoyed with the show in general because I feel like it's fixed.
Yeah, I think so too.
But when Nick lost, that was like the final straw for me, and I was just like, no, screw this show, I'm not watching it anymore. And then, anyways, I felt like Derek was favored, so I always like Derek always got like the best dancer of like girl partners that there was. So then like he, and then like they always like for some reason he was always in the top. He always got like the best scores from the judges. It was like friggin' BS. It's kind of the same, like, and then I just feel like he's cocky and like, I'm the best. I'm Derek. Meh, meh, meh. And like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Sidney Crosby thing. Everyone's shocked that I hate Sidney Crosby, but I
Yeah,
feel
isn't
like
he like the nice guy who
Didn't
makes
you name your cat after him?
I didn't.
Kiki?
It was her
Sid-
brother.
No, my
Kiki
old
Cosby?
Crosby. Crosby was the girl. Yes.
Cosby. Okay.
I didn't.
They picked a name from the hat or something
we
like that,
all.
right?
Oh my god, this is so off topic, but
No,
yes.
the names were on the ground and the cat chose. his name.
Yes.
That's really cute, actually.
So my
Okay.
family, we got a cat. We didn't know what to name it. We all made a suggestion. We put the pieces of paper on the ground, and then we like called the cat over, and then the cat put its paw on that piece of paper, and we were like, well,
Aw.
that one has to be his name, and that was my brother's choice, and it was Crosby.
He's the nice guy who makes Timbits sometimes.
Yeah, nice guy, my foot.
Why do you hate him? Why do you hate Kiki
Because
Cosby?
everyone kisses his ass,
Yes.
just like Derek. Everyone's like, Sidney Crosby, oh my god, it's like the Jesus of hockey.
Yeah, it's
and then like
true.
it just
Jesus of
irritates
hockey.
me, and then I don't like him because I feel like he's cocky, and
So you're like the Pontius Pilate. You're like, give me that good
he's,
shit.
like, listen, it's like it's
If
just what I mean.
you
I
are
don't
the
like
Christ.
people who like get their ass kicked and like never like feel any kind of like you
You mean
know
kissed or kicked?
kissed.
Okay, sorry. You said
Like there's never a rough path for them. They don't
Yeah.
feel any adversity. Everything's
Yeah.
just like so easy.
because they're like naturally
and then everybody's
talented.
like, "Oh, they're so amazing!"
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
these other people are good too. Like,
Yes.
what the heck?
It's true. You're right. You're right. I feel
Also,
you.
Also, I feel like Chinzia kept saying Glenn.
Yeah.
His name is Len. It's not Glenn.
No, Len.
It's-
Len Goodman.
Yeah, you
Glenn,
were saying
didn't
Glenn.
No.
Oh no, she was saying Len.
I think
Okay.
you were saying Glenn, but okay.
Oh, I thought I heard Len. But
Whatever,
okay.
old man.
Len was also not on Nick's season, which I think was weird.
That is weird.
Hmm.
So yeah, so naturally
anyway, so
gifted
they're-
people who get their asses kissed, Diane don't like you.
I
Maybe
just
it's
don't like
It's a long list.
that like these people get preferential
But-
treatment.
Yeah, yeah.
but
yeah,
Diane
agreed.
also does not like the story of the person
Underdog?
who's, yes, because Bindi Irwin was all like, "Oh, you're poor, your father died, blah blah blah."
What?
Bindi Irwin, the
She was the one who won on Nick's season.
She only won because she was with Derek.
Oh!
That's the only reason she won.
Oh!
I think it was a combination that and because of her dad.
Sob story.
And yes, but she actually was a pretty
also
good
had
dancer.
a sob story. His kid died. They did the whole thing.
What? Their kid died?
Lauren lost the baby.
Yeah,
The one where
miscarriage.
they did the little box reveal thing?
Yeah.
No, that was Odin.
That was Odin.
Yeah.
He's dead?
They were pregnant before that.
That was a
and they
miscarriage before
revealed.
So both of their kids are actually rainbow babies. So there
Oh.
was a miscarriage, and they had Odin, then they had a miscarriage, and then they had
Saoirse.
Damn, I didn't know
Thanks,
that. That's
Diane,
crazy.
for always
Yes.
being
It
there.
wasn't common knowledge. And then they revealed on the show that she had a miscarriage before and like blah, blah, blah.
Why is that important to dancing?
Because
not-
they
because
want
they
you to
talk this
feel
little
bad
bit.
for him. And
Okay.
then be like,
Sympathy. Get the
"Oh,
sympathy
right,
vote.
right,
Come
right.
on.
Anyways, it also has some talent because some people, when you're terrible, you're terrible. So, for example, this season, their crazy character was Carol Baskin.
I was gonna say Carol Baskin, I thought, yeah.
So Carol Baskin was on, and literally every song that she danced to was a
tiger?
cat-related song. So the first one was "Eye of the Tiger." Then the
No,
second
they
one
didn't.
was
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa!
And then for Disney Week, she danced to The Lion King.
Wow.
So
they're just like
in Carol's
that up.
defense, though, in week 2, she actually was not the worst.
really?
The guy who got sent home was the worst, and it made sense.
Oh, you can get sent home in this game.
Yeah, so this is how it works. So
Damn.
judges, so the 3 judges give you vote, like your thing.
Yeah, and they had like the paddle. 10. They do that.
So it's for up to 10 is your points. You can get a maximum of 30 points from the judges.
Okay.
Then during the show, only on East Coast time,
Boo.
you can vote.
Boo.
Then allegedly, these are put together, these numbers. And then there's the bottom 2. So everybody else gets saved, and it's very dramatic, and it's like, Lydia. Then boom, boom. Then
Okay.
So anyways, then you're down to the last 2, and then that decision is made by the judges.
Oh.
So then usually Bruno will be like, Diane. And then Derek will be like, Sophia. And then Carrie Ann will be Diane. And then that's how it so it's like very dramatic.
That's very
Dramatic.
dramatic.
Also new this year, Tyra Banks is hosting.
Yeah, they
Oh
fired
my God,
Tom and Aaron.
So,
What? Why?
So I don't really know the specific reason.
Apparently, an executive producer did an interview saying that it was just time to move on. They didn't feel like Tom
They
and
thought it was
Aaron.
I know
that
the actual
great.
reason why. Everybody knows the real reason why.
What's the real reason?
Because Tyra Banks is a woman of color.
Yes.
And Tom Bergeron is an old white guy.
Fair. Okay.
And they were like, it's 2020,
Yeah.
stuff's going on.
Get
we
that guy
have
out
to
of here."
put more
effort. Yes.
But
And
because
the-
Tom
yeah.
has been around for so long, there's a lot of pushback about that as well.
Ah.
But I feel like Tyra's doing well. I don't know.
I feel like I don't know.
She's
I'm not like
okay.
I'm not like a super fan of the show. As I said, I've kind of stopped watching. I used to watch a lot, like I said, back, and things were different back then too. The voting system was like nothing
Yes.
how Chinzia described it. But anyways, originally it was just only Tom Bergeron. And then they brought in Brooke Burke for a while.
That a lady or dude?
That's a
No, the lady,
girl.
you know?
From E.T.?
Yeah, she was there. She has big
Oh.
tits.
So then what that person does is they interview the people.
Yes.
In the back.
And then either she quit or they got rid of her or whatever, and they were doing Erin Andrews, who
Dude or lady?
It's a girl.
she
A
is
sportscaster?
she does
Fox
football
Sports.
interviews.
Yeah.
And then I was never a huge fan of Erin Andrews. I know some people liked her, but I was never like, ooh la la, I love her. So I feel like what they could have done is just replace her with Tyra
Yeah.
and leave Tom
Tyra's
Bergeron.
got too much of an ego to team up
You
with
think?
somebody. Oh yeah. Have you ever seen her?
She doesn't
on-
want to be like second in command.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe
America's
make
Top Model, right?
Yeah.
That's her.
Make
Okay.
Tom the beta then. Tyra can have the main role.
I feel either
And-
way, no way would have been fine.
No.
People would still complain anyways.
Yeah.
Like she's
So
okay.
and for this one, like the judges are sitting like 6 feet apart, so it's a
Right.
big desk.
Good.
There's no studio audience this time, and
Yeah.
normally there is.
Mm.
And normally they would have the second person interviewing team, so while they're like cleaning up
Yeah.
the floor, they would talk, right?
Yeah.
So now instead, you just see like them all watching the
And then
next
clapping
dancer.
the
So
other
like the
people.
performers are standing above.
No. Okay.
Watching, right?
Interesting. Okay. I guess they're like bubbling. I guess that's how they're doing it.
They don't seem to be close to each other. I think
Okay.
they're trying
They're
to
also like they're trying
the
to do
professional dancers are not even like, a lot of them are married to each other, and they're not allowed to like live with their spouse while they're filming this because they have to like isolate with
Social
their
distance.
partner.
With their celebrity?
Yeah.
No, because AJ's been going home.
Yes, the celebrity can go home, but that person can only like
wonder
has to
if
be in a
he's-
bubble with like the celebrity and their like people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't that like a dangerous time?
They're not like living at their house.
Well, like
No,
I don't know.
one is
If
hooking
Nick
up.
Carter was my dance partner, I think it'd be a dangerous time for Nick. You know,
a dangerous time.
I'm just gonna live in the clubhouse.
Okay, so another difference between AJ's season and Nick's season
Yeah.
is on Nick's season, you were allowed to do Facebook voting and you were allowed to do some other stuff. Here, you can only do text messages or ABC website, and you can only be American if you do that.
Boo.
Unless you get a VPN
Which we
and
did.
pretend you're American, and then you can vote. So
Very
you can do
That's
that.
what I did.
And you can do up to 10 votes per person, but it's only during that time. So the crappy part about this, though, is that you're only allowed to vote during up until like the last 10 minutes of the show on the East Coast. So anybody on the West Coast is just blindly voting, having not actually seen the dance.
Mhm.
Ergo, this is not actually like who is a good dancer.
Yeah.
It's a popularity contest.
Correct.
Yeah.
their old voting system was better.
Yeah. What was it?
The old voting system was just like, I think you could call in if you were in the
Yeah, you
States.
can call in.
Text, or you could go online, but anyone could go online. Like, we were able to vote when Nick was on online. Like,
No
So
problem.
From Canada.
So the Russians could have intervened.
I
That's what you're
guess,
saying.
maybe.
Probably.
And then
Okay.
it was, I don't remember the judge part. I thought it was solely based, like, the judges give scores, and that contributes.
Yeah, that's
to
new this
their
year.
ranking.
That's
No.
new.
That was always the case.
No,
No, the vote. Like, they're like the last vote.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
that's what I mean.
Yes.
That end part I don't remember before.
No.
So I
that's
think
new.
that just came in since they instituted this you can only vote during the show thing, which I think has maybe been the last year or 2 years. So I don't know. I stopped watching because I was mad that Nick lost.
Fair.
And then I was like, whatever. And then, so that part is kind of weird, which makes me think it's even more fixed than it already is.
Yeah.
Because, like, then they know who they want to leave versus, like, whatever. So then it's
Yeah.
like, what the heck is the point of voting?
Because obviously
you know.
they wanted Carol Baskin for the first few episodes.
Because
Oh, and
it's like
then
it
the
draws
whole
people in.
like drama on the first episode is right before Carol Baskin's dance. Her ex-husband's family put together like a commercial.
Yes, I heard about
asking
this.
about information about the disappearance of her husband.
Yes.
So that was kind of like it didn't air in Canada. It was only in the
Aw,
States.
man.
So we didn't see it, but I saw it online. So that was kind of like they're like, whoa.
Ooh, that's
But the
drama.
thing, so obviously the reason why we're talking about it is because AJ is on.
I was going to say,
So-
none of this has to do with AJ.
Yes.
So AJ's first dance was, anyone remember?
Blinding Lights. I don't remember what the dance was. He jumped off a trampoline.
Was it
Ooh.
Jive, maybe?
Oh, Jive. Maybe it was
Possibly.
Jive.
Foxtrot is a slow one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the
So
second
Jive.
week, right?
So yeah, so
Okay.
he jumped off.
Jive.
He kind of lost his footing a little bit at the beginning.
I think he was nervous.
But for the most part, it was okay. And then
Well, I
the
guess jumping off trampoline is kind of like you don't know where you're gonna land.
What
He
was
said
this?
he jumped too high. He
so
didn't
instead
mean
of
to
doing like
go.
5, he went like 15 feet in the air or something. Because it was like a staircase, so you jump on this trampoline.
He
shouldn't
was
have
trying
done
to
that.
jump over the staircase, but he just like was like
launched
popping.
himself.
Yeah, he
Oh
shouldn't
my
have done
God.
that.
AJ.
No.
Okay.
He's also shaved his head,
Which
again.
looks special.
It looks weird.
And then week 2, he shaved part of his eyebrow.
Well, that's kind of cool.
That's okay.
And then so what song was week 2? I can't remember.
That was the song with Rochelle kicking the
Ain't
ass
that
or
a kick in the head?
head,
Oh, okay,
ass,
okay, okay.
whatever.
And that was
same
it.
thing.
This is what we do enjoy about this is that they keep showing footage of him and Rochelle.
Yes.
And we haven't seen Rochelle in a while because she's
the
kind of
wife.
the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
been off social media and stuff like that. So it's just nice to see them together. And obviously the 2 little girls are cute. So
cute,
Ava and
cute,
Lyric.
cute. Why is she
Um,
off social media? Bullying?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's
People
sake.
are jerks. So
Bullshit.
so
Okay.
that, and then last week was Disney week, and we were trying to pinpoint why AJ looked weird, and then we realized it was because all of his tattoos are covered up.
Why?
So because
Makeup,
Because he was Aladdin.
Disney doesn't like tattoos showing; they don't want their names associated with stuff like that.
right.
So anybody who had a tattoo had to wear like makeup to cover up.
Oh,
So
wow.
at the end, I was like, "What is wrong with his neck? Like, I'm like, did he just not shave this strip?" And then afterwards, I realized, oh, it was his tattoos coming through.
Like
Oh,
the
no.
makeup
The
had
makeup was,
sweated
like,
off.
Oh no, Disney's
So
gonna murder her
It didn't. If you
It
didn't
wasn't-
know, you would have just thought, oh, he weirdly forgot to shave a patch like over here.
but it was.
But
So he
Wow.
did Prince Ali,
Ooh.
and that I feel like was his best out of all the dances so
they
far.
said,
Yeah.
So he is getting better, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
not at the top. He's not at the bottom. He's kind of in the
In
middle.
the middle. Well, he's a dancer. Like in
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys,
he
they dance.
is.
he's
technically
well known as being the best
best dancer.
dancer.
Yeah.
of
But the
Backstreet
problem
Boys.
is that pop dancing is different than ballroom dancing.
It's true.
Yes.
So
It's
ballroom
true.
dancing is very much about form and
Yeah.
like things and like very specific rules.
And
Because
I
they always
feel
talk
like
about the
here's
shoulders
the
being
thing.
back when you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of AJ's a little bit at a disadvantage on this season because there are a lot of good people
There-
that are unexpectedly good.
Yeah.
Yes.
like the
Like-
number one person is Justina. I can't remember her name. She
To-
was actually
wrestler?
on. No, she is. She's on Once Something.
Once upon a time.
No.
Once.
Day at a Time or something. The reason why I know her was she was on Jane the Virgin. She played Darcy. She wasn't a main character. She was a secondary-
Machado is the
Machado. Yeah, she's like really good. She's like Latina. She has a lot of like really good moves. She's a bit
Mm.
plus
Her
size.
personality like
She's,
comes
she's
through.
just
Yeah.
like very good
That's
dancer.
good. It's nice
But
to
I
see
don't
plus
think
size
it was
people.
like again anticipated that she would be that
Yeah,
good.
it was just
Ah.
like- Because she seems to be like she's probably in her 40s, right?
Yeah.
So like she's so
Are you
just-
allowed to like practice before you get on the show?
You can
Oh.
practice. They start doing their like 2 or 3 weeks in advance, I think, for the first, and then each one is like a week you have to learn a dance. And not everyone is doing the same dance on the same day.
Okay.
So like the doble paso or whatever it's called, is like-
Paso Doble?
Paso doble is like one of the hardest dances. So
Ooh.
like you're at a slight disadvantage if you have it that week and somebody else has like the jive or whatever.
So like,
the-
but like, couldn't you do like a Boston Rob where like you trained before you go on the show?
sure, you could have
Because
done
like that would have been like
Well,
smart.
AJ kind of did that because he like lost a lot of weight and was like exercising.
That's
and
why he
building
was
up
doing
his-
all that exercising.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess he knew, but like I suppose you could, but until you're actually with your specific
Yeah,
partner,
I
you
guess.
can't really.
You don't have the chemistry. And all that shit.
so
Yeah.
Like, I
there's
don't think they thought she would be that good. I don't think they thought Neve Schulman would be
Oh
that
yes,
good.
the catfish guy. He's very good.
Have you ever watched the TV show Catfish?
You made me watch it
It's
once.
fantastic. I saw
I think
that.
so. Is he like the host?
The
No,
Bachelorette
he's the
girl was
host
good.
on. He's the host on Catfish.
Yes.
He is the host of Catfish,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So he's like very good.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
then yes, Caitlin Bristow is really good. She's a former Bachelorette.
She hurt her foot on week 2, but she was
Uh-oh.
still.
But you found out later that she was a dancer all the way up until she was like a teenager.
Like when you're like,
So I
oh,
was like,
until she was 18,
oh.
she wanted to be a dancer, and then she didn't cut it. So she's like, oh, well,
I'll
do
be on the
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
And you're just
then-
like, but you
Can I just be a
literally
reality TV
had
star, please?
professional training.
so
Yeah.
Sky Jackson, I also like. So she's from she's a Disney star. She's very tiny. She's the youngest person ever. She's 18. But the shitty part with her is that she's very small and petite, and her guy is like taller than her. So there's a bit of like a height disadvantage. So I feel like sometimes they just do that to mess.
So there
Messing with
is like
people.
some really good people versus I feel like again when Nick was on he was like
There was like Gary Busey.
yeah
and,
a
like,
lot of like not
Paula
great
Dean, I
people.
think. Like there was like a lot of older.
Oh, she
So
when
there-
she was in popularity.
No, I don't think Paula Dean
that
was
the
on Nick's
episode?
season.
No, I don't.
She's been crucified.
somebody
since.
was. I don't know. Anyways,
Yes.
I just feel this season there's not really any giant breakout stars. So, and AJ is not at that like phenomenal level yet. Like he's working and getting more
Mm.
comfortable.
Mm.
And maybe and this week that just passed, which we cannot go back in time and watch, he's doing a Backstreet Boys larger than life.
Well, I mean, he's got to get that one.
So
Do
obviously,
you think the
he'll
guys
get-
will come on like and like? Can they do that?
Nick
the promo,
is
there was, like,
gonna
a-
be on or he was on. It
there
would
was
have
a
been this
video
past
of-
Monday.
Yeah,
so
there was a video of him
FaceTime.
on FaceTime
Yeah.
or something encouraging him. So like Nick and Howie have been very encouraging to AJ for this. So like they've been like, "Good job, buddy, you got this." So and like he's been asking Nick some advice and stuff, obviously because Nick's already been on the show. So yeah.
Anyways, that was a very long rant about Dancing with the Stars. But anyways, the other thing that I wanted to mention about
Sorry, Chinley has something
Sorry.
to say.
No, I'm gonna write it
No,
down.
no, no,
in
no,
case
no,
Diane forgets it.
no. Go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure Diane's about to say it, so go.
about AJ is that they decided to launch a podcast.
Oh, look, she wrote podcast on her hand.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's like mentalism. Magician Chinley.
Cheryl Burke and AJ decided that they are going to have a podcast. It's called Cheryl Burke is
Is his-
AJ's partner on
Is-
Dancing with the
dancer.
Stars.
Oh, thank you.
We started this by
Yes.
saying he's partnered up with Cheryl Burke.
Okay, but I just know who Cheryl Byrne is. Like, oh, Cheryl Byrne.
Burke.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Anyways,
Okay.
so they have a podcast with some guy,
Renee?
Funzo,
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty Messed Up. It airs.
That's their team name is Team Pretty Messed Up.
Oh,
The podcast is also called Pretty Messed Up.
okay. I thought you said like as a social commentary.
No.
I'm like, ouch.
It's
okay.
the name of the podcast.
Okay. got it.
It airs after every
I was
episode.
gonna say it's on every Monday after Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh.
Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
I think
Okay.
it's like midnight on
Tuesday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay,
then
gotcha.
It's Tuesday, really.
And then, and they just like talk about
Mental health,
yeah,
I think, is
mental
what it's
health
mostly
issues
about.
and like addiction and stuff like
And
that.
how
So they don't talk about
the
the show.
show went. No, they
No,
do.
they'll talk about
Isn't
the
there like
show.
an NDA that they can't talk about shit?
The
No,
show,
they talk about
the
what
show
just happened.
after it just
Like the
happened.
dance,
So
how
I-
they process.
If I'm
happens.
understanding correctly, they record it after the show is over.
Ah.
So the show is taped in LA.
Ah.
And that it airs here at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at 2 hours?
Yes. It's 2 hours.
2 hours. So then it would end at 10 our time, but that would be 7 o'clock their time. So then they would record it and then release it later.
Ooh.
So they talk about the process of how the dance came to be,
Oh, okay.
what they did,
Which
blah,
I
blah,
suppose they could record the rest of it and then just do the little update at the beginning and splice it together. I don't know technically how it works.
But it's a video, so I doubt they do
it's
that.
a video.
Yeah.
Because I've only heard the audio version. So yeah, the episode 3, I think, or 2, they interview AJ's wife,
Oh,
Michelle.
okay. Sorry, I didn't know where you were going
and then
with
it
that.
kind of like talks about how it is being a support person of someone who has addiction and stuff like that. And I guess AJ has been sober for now
9 months. you
9
say?
months. So
Okay.
obviously
That's a start.
quarantine has done well for him, I guess. So
Good. Very good.
Yeah. So he's
Oh,
yes.
God bless.
Check it out.
So yeah, that's all the AJ updates we have. Before I get into Nick updates, is there stuff going on with other boy banders? I feel like
Oh, well.
BTS.
BTS hosted the Tonight Show all week 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
So I think that's all on YouTube if you want to check that out. There's a lot of fun stuff on there. What I was gonna say was the Jonas Brothers have been posting weird like
Teasers?
yeah, kind of
Oh.
hinty Instagrams and things. Like, oh, your boy's waiting and like blah blah blah. So people think they're like hinting at something.
Weren't they
Music, maybe?
supposed to put out their book and that got delayed? Do
I
you
have
think it's
no
about
idea.
that?
People think it's new music,
Oh, that'd be cool if it
That
was.
would
Oh,
be
if
great.
it is, that would be great.
but
should make
we
a
don't
point.
Yeah,
know.
no one's
There's
really
just
had
been
any
like
new
some
music.
speculation, and Jonas Brothers are good at like dropping little
Yeah.
hints
Tidbits to get a frenzy and then just like surprise.
Because remember, they were like dropping little like hints about possibly reuniting, and everybody's like, they're not going to reunite. Da, da, da. And there was like they were leaving the little trail, and then it was like, boom, new album, we're back together, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, what is going on? So
Ooh.
they're good at that.
Speaking of
Yes.
little tidbits, also Aaron Carter has his own OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's
If you
no
want
one
to-
That's
wants to
not
hear
a
about.
boy band.
This is Thanksgiving, Lydia. No one wants to talk about.
thankful for that.
No one is thankful.
I just thought I'd mention it since it's a boy band adjacent.
Okay.
I know New Kids
Oh,
recently
Lydia.
have been like they've been good about like uploading old stuff and doing like live watch parties of like their old tours and things on YouTube.
That's sweet.
So they're
If
pretty good
anything,
about that.
In sync.
Oh,
In sync. It's
What?
October. This is actually In Sync month. So October 1st, 1995 is In Sync's anniversary.
Mm.
So they've been together for 25 years.
Does that really count if you're broken up?
They have been formed for 25 years.
have
Formed.
existed?
Formed is a good word.
It's
25
the
years?
21st anniversary of
the
their
first time that they met.
Formation.
But
Okay.
I don't think you can say they've been together for
'Cause they
25
have
years because they
not?
have.
Yeah. So the formation is a good word.
Existing formation. We'll go formation.
Yeah, formation. Okay.
Hoping to get some girls from Mission in Sync on in a future episode so they can tell us all the cool projects that they're doing. But there's lots of fun stuff happening. For
Mission
October.
Sync.
Yeah, so Lance's podcast, he was talking about how like they were going to do something for the 25th, but obviously because of pandemic times, nothing is happening. Not a reunion. He has made it abundantly clear that they're not reuniting.
Ow.
But
The
like
amount of
fun
times
stuff.
you said it, we are not getting back together.
It's very painful, Lance. Why do you
Yeah,
gotta
come
rub
on.
it in?
Yeah. Ouch.
But yeah, and then Lance is also talking about his podcast might go weekly instead of daily because now entertainment industry is starting to like open up again. So his projects and his films are there.
Oh,
so
that's good. I guess
that's a work in progress. Oh, did we talk about the Nick Lance thing last
Yes,
time?
we did.
We did. As of today, it has not been revealed, but hopefully it is
soon
revealed.
Maybe it's coming up.
The big
reveal.
thing that Lance and
Maybe
Nick
the
did.
reveal is coming up.
Two
Okay.
blonde guys working together.
So there is some interesting Nick news. We'll
Yes.
launch into that now.
Do
Possibly.
tell
Oh, yes.
what it could be.
So
What do you mean? Oh, yes. It's not confirmed.
No, the Twitch thing.
Oh, yes. Okay. Then the other.
spoiler alert.
Thing. Okay.
Anyways.
Let's start that first.
Well,
then.
no. We'll start with the other one. The
Oh.
pink crocodile in the room.
Whoa.
So
But I'm Butch.
there is a show called The Masked Singer. I've never watched this show.
I've watched.
But my understanding
parts.
of
I
how
feel
it
like
works
you've had it on at your house. When we
is
were there.
that Joey Fatone was on it. We
Yes,
talked
yes.
about it like a few
He
years
was the
back.
rabbit.
He was
Yes.
a rabbit, yeah. So what happens is the celebrities are
Nah.
all completely like in.
It's not like a face mask. It's
Yeah.
a full body
Like a full
costume.
It's like those like kind of mascot-y
Yes.
Yeah,
costumes,
that's
Yeah.
which kind of freak me out. But anyways, so you can't see anything about them, and they like distort their voice when they speak. And they even like, I remember when Joey was on and they were like talking about it, like even when Joey would like show up to the studio,
They
he
have
had
hoods
to
on.
be wearing like, fully covered up so that like paparazzi wouldn't see them like walking in.
Yeah.
And,
You know what I
his
mean?
handler too.
And
you know,
all
like
the
a
people
manager.
around him had to be like fully covered.
Wow.
Because
So you
like
couldn't be like,
hardcore
"That's their
fans
wife."
know who like
Yeah.
their manager is or a bodyguard
Yeah,
or whoever.
that's
true. Yeah.
So they all have to be wearing like cloaks or whatever
Yeah,
so nobody
yeah.
can see.
That's fine.
Anyways, so it premiered. I don't know if it's like a 2-night or an every night thing. I have no idea. But anyways,
Maybe. I think it's weekly.
but I think there was 2 nights this week.
Possibly.
I this week, 2 weeks ago. I don't even really know. Anyways, so there's a pink crocodile, and everyone thinks it's Nick.
93% of people think it's Nick because we did a
A Friday poll.
yes. Remember to go on our Twitter, Boy Band Break, BREAK, and then every Friday we post a fun poll. So for this week, that week we posted.
Who do you think the pink crocodile is?
Yeah, pretty
basically?
much. So the judges thought it might be a boy bander. So
Yeah.
they guessed Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees or Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids, or John Hamm, I think was the other one. Because
He's not a boy bander though.
no, but that's what they think.
That's a
but
celebrity.
essentially, everyone thought it was Nick. And in our poll, 93% of people thought Nick, 1% thought Nick Lachey, and 2% thought Donnie Wahlberg, 3% think it's someone else. So it caused a frenzy, my friends, because
Yes.
like the second it was there, everyone's like, "Does this voice sound familiar?" And I was just like, "Whoa!" And I clicked,
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
yeah,
it's
I
Nick,
think so.
obviously."
It sounds
the
like
Pink
him.
Crocodile sang Bon Jovi,
It's my life.
It's,
It's
my
My
life.
Life.
So then other people are like, "I think it's Bon Jovi." I'm like, pretty sure Bon Jovi would not go on
One
and
of the
sing his own
judges said
song.
we're saying, "Oh, maybe it actually is Bon Jovi."
So here's why everyone think because like at the beginning when the Masked Singer is like presented on stage, there's like this little audio video presentation about like
Clues.
yeah of who you think it is, and then the person comes out and sings, and then the judges are like, oh my god, I think it's this person.
Last year, Jesse McCartney was on it, and people guessed it pretty early, and then the judges didn't. They're like they never mentioned it, and everyone's like, "This is Jesse McCartney," and I think
It's
he
a
won.
reality show.
Yes, so
Yeah. So essentially, this alligator crocodile man
crocodile.
was like, I was like born in like Hollywood. I am Italian heritage, and then
Well, they
there was some
never
weird stuff.
said it was
They just have
Italian.
like so it's like a video montage with like clues in there.
So they had the Italian flag.
Yeah.
But he didn't say anything
Yeah.
about being Italian.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
there was an Italian flag in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Oh, this person must be Italian," which is why like some people are guessing that it's like Pauly D.
Oh, I saw that.
and I'm like, anyways,
Like, I guess some of the clues could work for other people,
Of
but
course.
some-
Of
Yeah.
course.
but like it's funny because some of the online articles is like it's DJ Swizzle Stick or something, and I was just like, well, who the heck is this person? And somebody thought it was Elle King, which is a female. Like, yes, she has a deep voice, but they're
Yeah,
like,
and then like
because it said like game changer, so tic tac toe, and they're like, she has a song X's and O's, so it's her. We're like,
because like during the montage part, the person's voice is masked,
Mhm.
and then like, but when they are singing, it's their actual legitimate voice.
Or
Which at that
a
time is
version
when
of their
people are
voice.
like, okay, it's Nick, because you can
So-
the distinct
so-
voice.
Sounded like Nick,
it sounded like raspy rocker Nick.
and then
So
also
that-
crotch grabbing was
Yes.
occurring.
so some
And
of
his
the
moves,
movements.
his moves, you could tell.
At the time that we're recording this, there's only been one performance show with him on it. By the time you're hearing this, there probably will have been two.
2 or 1. I don't think they all go each week, do they?
That's what confuses me.
I don't
This is why I think, because they were talking about this is the group B singer, so I don't know if it's just like they split them up versus week or if it's on multiple days.
I think at the beginning it's split weekly by like the amount of people, and as there's less of them, then because every day
You know
somebody
what?
is unmasked.
Anyone feel free to explain it in the comments if you know more
Exactly
about
how
this
it
show.
works, yeah.
So some of the
Um,
hints that were like, so the Italian flag, that was stumping Lydia. So last year during the DNA thing, all the Backstreet Boys did DNA testing, and Nick came to be 9% Italian. There's like a slip
That's a
and
very
slide.
small percentage, though, for you to be
True.
like, I'm Italian.
Okay,
It's just,
here's the
you know.
thing: the Nick fans know a lot about Nick.
Okay.
So I feel like to an average viewer, they would not believe this. But other people, to the point where somebody like
You're gonna
found-
read off the thing,
I'm
right?
not gonna read it.
Please do, because it's so in depth that I think you should.
Oh.
Like that. Remember, it was like a 9-point thing.
Did I send it in? A
Yeah, you
chat?
sent it in a chat. Because like
That one actually made sense.
it did make
The
sense.
9
Well,
points, yeah.
because like when me and Kenny watched it, we're like, there's no way it's Nick. It's Aaron. It's 100% Aaron.
In his defense, though, Nick and Aaron have similar families.
They
so
do. They do. But
While she's looking that up, though,
But I
let me
feel like
circle
he's
back. So
thinner, though.
we've only watched, we've only seen at the time that we're recording this one performance
the
from him.
Bon Jovi.
Yes.
I'm like 70% convinced it's Nick,
Oh, okay, so you went up
Um,
5%.
but
It's 11 points.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But
I
like,
feel like
but
they're
like these
good
are a good
points.
set of
Yeah.
points because like that kind of swayed my opinion because I was like, there's no way this is Nick Carter. Maybe Aaron, but like he's not Italian. He wasn't grown up in Hollywood. Like none of this makes sense.
but here's the thing
when
about
you-
this,
sorry.
right? This is just this girl's opinion. This is
True.
not.
Yeah.
I thought
like-
it was yours.
No, I didn't write this. Somebody else wrote it.
So this is just this girl's opinion.
From where?
Like
I think
don't
it was
know.
the
She's a random
Backstreet Boys fan club
Oh, okay.
page.
Okay.
She's like no one.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
just
no,
a
no. I
random.
just from where did it come from?
Oh,
like, yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it was
so we
one of
cr-
those Facebook groups.
So we credit the right person.
Right.
Okay.
And you can read into anything, right? Like if I think it's DJ Pauly D, I can be like, well, he's Italian, and like they like one of the things that they're like, oh, they talked about Vegas, and then I watched the whole clip package, and they don't talk about Vegas at all, but they show a hotel at one point, and
With
people are like,
lights.
hotel Vegas, and I'm like, how that could
There's
mean
hotels
anything.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You know what I
sometimes
mean?
they put in red herring things as well
Yeah.
to make it think that it's one thing but not, or they'll put in fake clues.
Mm.
You
So
know what I mean?
according to this person, there's a rainbow and 3 hearts. So it says him and his wife have been pregnant 3 times. That's a lie. It's been 4 times. Their baby Saoirse is their rainbow baby, and then they had a miscarriage, whatever. So they actually have 2 rainbow babies.
So I feel like that could be like they keep showing the rainbow in relation to this crocodile, which I think may be them trying to throw you off that the person's gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that. 'Cause
But-
you could be gay too if you had the.
So it
rainbow
could
there.
be like that's
but
what I mean.
if
A
you
rainbow
follow
can
Nick,
mean
you just know that
a lot
he's been
of
talking
things.
about her being a rainbow baby this entire time.
And
I know, but it
Aaron-
could mean other things.
Yeah, no, for
But-
sure.
Aaron Carter was bisexual. Just putting that
That's
there.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It could be that the person is gay. It could other people have had miscarriages. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So it's just like
It could just be a decoration in the back of this
Yeah.
thing, right?
This is true.
The next one, a crocodile. He was born in Jamestown, New York, but he was raised in Florida where there are crocodiles. And people are complaining, like, well, actually, alligators are
I was
native
gonna
to
say
Florida.
it's actually
not
alligators
crocodiles.
and not crocodiles.
Where do crocodiles live?
Australia.
No, is that
But
the major
it's-
difference?
It's the gist of things.
Okay.
The major difference is where their eyes are placed.
Oh, neato. Didn't know that.
And then one is more of a pointy snout, and the other one is more
A round
rounded.
snout.
So I think the crocodile is more rounded because, like, a C. if I recall correctly, and A is
Alligator.
more of like. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
I believe when we went to Gatorland, I think that's what they told us.
Yeah.
Remember?
So alligators
Good.
have the eyes on top, right? And then the more
Think so.
pointy snout, and then the crocodiles have it on the side, and it's more.
Around sound.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. There's a yellow slide. So they say Nick was in Edward Scissorhands and he was on a slip and slide.
In Edward Scissorhands, he has a very small
Like,
scene. He's
blink
like a
and you miss
child.
it.
One
Like-
second.
And you just all he's doing is running and then sliding on a slip
He
and
was
slide.
actually in Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
In the
Oh,
background
That's
for like
one
2
of his
seconds.
first ever movies.
He's
Oh,
like
wow.
9.
Okay.
It's
like
like
2 seconds.
literally 2 seconds and it's gone.
Wow.
And unless you're looking for him, you're not going to know. You're just
Ah,
like
did not
random
notice
blurry
it.
blonde child.
I did
Okay.
not know that. Okay.
Heartache and instability, not finding love until he was in his 30s,
That's true.
and his family feud.
But that could also be a lot of things for a lot of people.
a lot
Like
of
pretty
people
much
say-
everybody has heartache, right?
Mhm.
Vegas, the residency, and that he currently lives there.
But again, like I said, they weren't like Vegas.
Vegas.
They just showed a hotel and everyone's assuming it's Vegas.
Right.
Mm.
Italian flag. We talked about the DNA test. Hollywood. So a lot of people are like, he didn't grow up in Hollywood, so that's wrong. So the person that says childhood star in Hollywood doesn't necessarily mean California. Hollywood is he grew up in the spotlight.
Ah.
Right,
But
which is
again,
true.
could be a lot of people.
Could be like, yeah. So
Or
not-
someone who actually was born in California.
Mm.
Then someone's like, saw the Nick crotch grab, and that's totally a move that he does.
Yeah.
He does do that.
Water. There's a lot of water in the clue package. He loves water. Has
He
an amazing
actually says
pool.
that because they were like, why a crocodile? And then he was like, oh, I love being around water and blah,
Like, he
blah, blah,
loves
blah.
water. He was on, like, he has boats and he's whatever.
Does he
proposed
actually
to-
have boats?
Yeah.
He has a
Mhm.
boat at least.
Oh, okay.
In the Florida Keys.
Ah.
Um,
And he proposed to Lauren on a boat.
bad rap is
On
like
the
You're
beach, I
like
think
you
it was
heard
the beach.
proposed.
and the Florida Keys. Like he
Oh.
took her to like a little island, I think.
Oh,
at the
cute.
Yeah, it was the beach.
the beach. Nick, they're both 6 feet tall, so they're saying he's the same height, but again, the costume could be bigger than
They
he
could be
is.
wearing platforms.
Mm-hmm.
In stocky. There was some other. That's not all. That's all the clues this girl had, but there was some other ones that were similar, and you're just like, okay, that could make sense. Oh, and then someone had this like the most bizarre clue. So there's a pineapple with a fish.
Oh my god, that was so
And then
bad.
it-
I was just like, what?
I was just like, what are you talking about? So they're like, apparently there's some sort of pineapple fish, but it's called the night fish. And then Nick and Knight did a tour together. So I was just like,
oh, that's
I'm like,
brilliant.
I
That was
don't
weird.
think it's that in depth, but okay.
that would
if
be an
it-
amazing like conspiracy theory.
Oh,
Yes.
and then the
And then this-
crocodile, or the alligator, rather,
crocodile.
crocodile says that he's a crocodile because everyone thinks he has like such a rough exterior, but on the inside he's really like sensitive.
And he's always saying he's
Blah,
Crocs
blah,
are
blah.
sensitive.
I don't know.
No, well, I guess, you know, like when you
'Cause
say like you
crocodiles are
have
all rough and
crocodiles,
skin. Okay,
alligator
okay.
skin, and you know it's like scaly.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
all right.
I'm-
The
like
game
I
playing
said-
at the beginning, he's really into
Oh
video
yeah,
games.
there's something about
Gamer.
a special set of keys changed
Changed my game. So he proposed in the Florida Keys. So that's
Oh.
But I feel like that's such a labored metaphor.
yes.
What does that have to do with changing the game?
So
and
now he's
special
not like
of
a set.
keys?
He's not
So
like
I
a
thought it
single
was
guy or whatever. He's now a family man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I
he likes to
don't
play a
know.
lot of video games.
What do you think, Soph?
I thought it was like BSB was formed in Florida, so that changed his life. That changed
Yeah.
the game.
But what does that have to do with keys?
Piano keys?
Oh, because that's music.
Music.
But
Keys?
that's what I mean. Like it could
I
be a
don't know.
piano
You
player.
can
It could
literally
be
change it to
someone
anybody.
who's a race car
Yeah.
driver. It could be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is all true.
It's just like how, like, if you look into these things and you want to make, this is what I mean. I'm
This is how
trying not to
conspiracy
like
theorists work.
get my if you want to look into
Put that
things
tinfoil hat on, Diane.
and you want to put all those things together and make yourself believe that it's Nick, you can do that for anything. You could be like, oh well, I saw a tree and this is the same tree that Nick has in his back. Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can read into like everything.
Nick was looking up his family tree, so
Yeah.
obviously that's
Yeah.
DNA
You know what I
theory.
mean?
So, anyways, but the reason why I think A is because his voice singing, and it's like his raspy. So if you go on his solo tours and he does more of like the rockery sound, it sounds like him, and the way that he talks in the thing. Also, this one girl in the fan club chat as well said that her husband was trying to disprove the fact that it was Nick. So he like took a voice distorter and like tried to like
That's
undistort
crazy,
the
eh?
voice. and then it just literally just sounds like Nick. So, but I guess
it literally sounds like Aaron.
Thank you. Okay.
It sounds way
He also did like the pose
The
at
voice-
the end. He kind of
the
does
voice talking from that guy's thing sounds way more like Aaron than it does Nick.
Okay, and here's Kenny's other perspective, is that he's like, Lydia, the show cannot afford Nick Carter. They could afford Aaron. I'm like, that's probably true. That's probably true.
would Aaron show up? Would Aaron
yeah.
not?
Aaron is so thirsty for
Yes.
fame.
Come on, Cynthia.
I do think it would be very entertaining if it was Aaron.
I know. Oh my
Yes.
god, it would kill so many
Solely based
people.
on the fact that a lot of Nick hardcore fans
It would be so bad.
hate Aaron with a
Here's my
passion.
thing.
I
But
know.
also because they're like, oh, I've been a fan for so long, I know his voice.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
Right?
This is why I'm not like, these guys are like 100% it's Nick. And I'm like, still kind of on the fence, because here's my thing. I'm ignoring all the clues because my understanding is the clues are meant to throw you off, not give you actual legitimate hints.
True.
Right? So
True.
there's stuff that you would like really have to know about a person. And
Yeah.
yes, we know a lot about Nick,
Mm.
but we don't know a lot about every single celebrity in Hollywood.
Yes.
So they could also apply to other
Yes,
people.
I mean, like, and then
Right?
like Kenny was
Yeah.
also mentioning this could be like an extra in a film, and like that's considered a celebrity.
Yeah.
But like they're very loosely based celebrities. Not like it's not like they go for like A, B, C list. They just
Yeah.
go
Usually
for
have
like
a lot of
It could be
rappers
like
on there.
some
Yeah.
reality star.
right,
You know what I mean?
exactly
Sure.
That we
Just
know
a
like
mistake.
nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, Barbara Streisand and ain't. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
they don't have the budget for the A types.
Mm-hmm.
You know
So
what I mean? So
that's
it's
my
dumb.
whole thing. So I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of ignoring all the clues because I'm just like, the clues are a distraction at this point.
Mm.
Right? And then so my whole thing that I keep circling back to is that when I listened to just the singing and the singing started, I was like, that's not Nick. By the end, it sounds more like him,
Yes.
and people are saying that he was trying to
I
disguise
think he is.
his
Yeah.
voice at the beginning by not singing how he normally sings, which apparently is also a thing that people do on the show.
They do.
If
Yeah,
you're like
throw it off.
a well-known celebrity, they don't want it
Especially
to be
if
like
you're a singer.
so obvious
Do
at
you
the beginning.
win money if you
Mm,
trick people?
I don't actually know what you win.
I don't
or
know
how
what-
it works.
Anyways, but my gut at the beginning was like, that's not Nick. And then as I was going, I was like, okay, I could see why they think it's Nick, but my gut said it's not Nick. And so I have a very hard time going against my gut
Mm.
because I feel like the same way these people are like, I know Nick, blah, blah, blah.
I'm just saying what I saw.
Not them.
I just saw that on
Sorry,
Twitter.
I just feel like this being like the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Nick, blah, blah. If I know one thing in my life, it's what Nick Carter's voice sounds like.
Literally,
Blah,
I
blah,
read
blah,
that on
blah.
Twitter, and I was like, okay, calm down.
But
Is Nick saying anything? I see
No,
a lot of
no,
people
no,
are
no,
not
I
allowed
can't say
to.
anything.
No.
So anyways, but I obviously feel exactly the same. I feel like if it was Nick singing, I would know that it's Nick singing. And my gut was, it's not him. So
It's
I
him.
have a hard time going against it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Guts are like,
I know.
I've
Oh
seen
my
him
God,
perform.
but-
I don't know. Okay, so in the beginning of it, it didn't sound
I
like
have
him.
something to say when they're done.
In the beginning of it, it wasn't him because he was disguising his voice. But in the middle part, I'm like, oh my god, that's Nick. And then his gesturing, and then the end with the pose, he does that pose.
And when they guessed Nick Lachey, so when they guessed John Hamm, he was like, "Oh, you're crazy." When they guessed Nick Lachey, you just see him like kind of freeze for a second. But that's fine. The thing I wanted to say though is another nutso thing that we would know is that the filming for this season, I don't know if they do all the weeks at once or if it's entirely recorded or if they're recording it in chunks. They recorded the week of like August 21st to 26th, and Nick was very silent on social media during that time period. And after that, then he posted with him and Lance lives in LA. Nick lives in Vegas. Why was Nick in LA?
Uh-huh.
It's probably him. Like I said, I'm 70%. But all I want to say is, NSYNC fan, AJ and Brian fan, Nick fan since day one. So who you gonna believe more?
But like,
I'm also a Nick fan
I
as well.
want it to be Aaron so badly.
I
want it to
I
be.
It would
I
be
do too.
so funny.
It would be hilarious.
Everyone would be
Literally
so
for comedic
mad.
Yes.
purposes, I would be
And if
very
it's
entertained.
listen, I know it's probably Nick.
It's probably
There's
Nick.
too
So
many.
why do you
The
keep saying
overwhelming
no?
evidence.
because Diane likes to be right.
I just explained why I said
Her
no.
gut,
Because
the
my
gut.
initial gut reaction was it's not him. And I have a hard time going against my gut.
I would just think it would be like you're going for it because it sounds like him.
But it didn't
You know what?
sound like
Here's the
him.
thing.
In the middle, it didn't know.
Diane-
In the
Yes.
beginning?
In the
it did
beginning,
not.
no.
At the
No.
very, very end, I was like, okay, I hear it.
Like the first
Okay.
like few notes,
Yeah,
and you're
the
just
fir-
like,
in the
No,
beginning,
no.
But
It's
in
like
the
a,
middle,
it's like
it was near
a
the
30-second clip, and the first like 20 seconds don't sound like
No,
him.
it's
It's the
true.
very end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the beginning it doesn't, in the middle,
And
yes, and then the pose at the end made it seem like yes.
and then
was
it's
him.
like hidden talent. And they're like, but he sings. Obviously,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
thing.
they said
So,
that
but they're
singing
like,
is a hidden talent.
but singing in a non-pop voice is his, because when you go to see him in solo, he'll do like Nirvana,
labored
he'll
clue.
do other stuff.
You're reading into it. It's because that's what you
It's-
want it to be.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying what other people have said.
Aaron can play the piano.
his arm.
That's right.
Remember?
The Florida
Like,
Keys.
That's the keys
So
that
see, that's what I'm
changed this
saying.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So like,
well, let's
can
make a
make-
thing for this being.
No,
okay.
no, because I want to do something else.
okay.
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 I
And
hope it's
already
Aaron,
been
but I feel like
15
Aaron's too much of a
minutes.
big mouth. I feel like he would have been like, "Hey guys, I'm going to."
So listen, I
don't know.
just, you know what? It's
have enough
probably
time?
Nick. They're probably right. You guys are probably right. It's probably Nick.
You know what it is.
I
Aaron.
just-
It's
I
fine.
hope it's
It's
I'm
fine.
daring to be different because my initial, like when I heard the singing for the first time, I was like, that's not Nick. But so I'm going with my gut, even though the evidence is overwhelming that it's probably him. I'm going with my gut and
Aaron.
saying it's not him.
It's okay.
My other thing I wanted to
And
say is,
if I'm right, I'm gonna die of laughter.
I just want to say the other thing
will
is
die.
Diane is very distracted by Nick's face. So the fact that she can't see his face in this costume is making her second guess herself.
It's okay. It's okay. You guys will all be Aaron fans by the end of this, but okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Then. Would we be?
Yay!
Sorry, that keeps happening. Sorry.
Anyway.
Would you say that you would be Aaron's only fan?
Oh my god.
Okay, 50 minutes, and I
Come on,
have
come on.
something else really
Come on.
important.
Do
that
we
I
have
wanna
enough
talk about.
time to do
Yes,
that?
hash mashed potatoes.
Okay, so the other thing that Nick has for sure been doing
Yes.
is streaming on Twitch.
There we go.
Which is like super fun because listen guys, we got nothing going on. And
Yeah, it's nice to see his face.
it's a little boring
he's
to watch him
happy.
play video games if you're not really into video games, because believe me, I've been like, oh god, what is this?
I've been
but
very entertained.
The good news is he mostly does it when I'm working, so I kind of just put it on in the background and I'm just like, oh god, what is he saying? But Lydia is like basically a professional Twitch
Twitcher.
streamer.
Yay, Lydia.
Guys.
So
Thank
Lydia, what, on behalf of all of us and BSB Nation, what do we need to know about Twitch? What are your tips and tricks for Nick, for us fans? Like, I feel like we need a tutorial.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Anyway, if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/super_dorkalicious, and I stream Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anyway, so here is what the kind of like long and short of it is. Okay, Twitch is a free streaming platform. Essentially what streaming is you're watching someone else play video games or like, you know, like do crafting or just chatting or something like that. It's like essentially you are broadcasting to the world your channel. So to speak, right? So
and
that's
it's different from YouTube because it's live.
exactly right. Yeah,
Okay.
and you can interact and you can tip the performer if you wish. You know, and there's you can
You
use
subscribe. And stuff.
subscribe, and if you subscribe you get special emojis like and then you get, you know, obviously shout outs and stuff like that, which is really helpful.
And
So
you can gift other people.
you can gift other people
Yeah.
subs as well. Yeah, so if you sub to someone on Twitch, that means that you send them $5 a month just to support them. So you're supporting the streamer.
So you can't make that a different price. It's just it's the one price.
It's
for
just
everybody.
$5. Yeah, and if you are an Amazon Prime member, you actually get a Twitch sub for free because it's included in your Amazon
So
Prime.
if you have Amazon Prime, follow Super Dorkalicious so she can get $5.
Send me a
Nick doesn't need the $5.
Yeah, Nick does not. Exactly. So yeah, so essentially when you go onto his, so if you go to twitch.tv/popkidnick,
Pop
Yeah,
Kid
that
Nick.
is his handle, right?
And it's his handle on pretty much all the gaming sites.
Exactly
Pop
right.
Kid Nick.
So POPKIDNICK, PopKidNick. So if you go twitch.tv/PopKidNick, that will be his channel. You have to click the heart button, which is the follow button. Ideally,
And that's free.
And this is all free. Ideally, you'd like to follow him while he's streaming, because a good streamer would say like, "Oh my god, thanks so much for the follow." So Nick is very new to Twitch. I've seen him attempt Twitch several times.
He did shout out a few people.
It's like
He's getting better at it.
he is getting better day by day, but like there is like a lot of finessing he needs to do. Like even like me and Kenny have sent him private messages like, dude, like, you know, you're on mute. Dude, like you need to like, you know, fix your, because like sometimes like how the platform is supposed to look, right, is that the game is supposed to be like the majority of the screen, and then you are at the bottom right or the bottom left. So then
He's fixed that.
he has fixed that. Okay, because like before he was like huge, and we're like, Nick, we can't even see what you're playing, which I guess like
And now he has a thing where the background is removed. So the
Yes,
video
he's
game
green
is
So you
himself.
literally
That
only
was-
see him.
that's a smart move. Yeah, he did a good job there. So
Although
I mean,
when he's not playing a game, he also does that and has fun backgrounds. Like one
It's
week,
really weird.
One day he did a tropical day because he was wearing a tropical shirt and it was like under the sea.
that's
And
cute.
then another one was a spooky day.
yeah,
'Cause he
It's
loves
just like
Halloween.
I feel like he gets much joy out of this. He
yeah.
like changes his clothes several
I
times
will
a day.
say this. I don't know how it's supposed to work, but it is bringing him a lot of joy. I
Yes.
will say
And then
this.
that brings us joy because we get
Yeah.
to see his face.
Exactly. So typically you want to, like, as a good streamer, you want to be like, okay, I stream every, like, for example, me, I stream every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, because essentially you are building a channel. It's like a TV channel in a way, because you're like, you want people to come back every week at this time to watch you perform, right? So like, he's kind of like very sporadic.
He's starting to schedule. So
Is he?
his morning one is a chat,
Okay.
and his nighttime one is.
But
an
it's
actual
not
gameplay.
consistent, because originally the first week he's like, I'm
Every
gonna do
day.
every day at 6 a.m. And then he did that for like 3 days, and then he was like, just kidding, it's gonna be at 10:30.
Mhm.
And then he was
It's
like,
like-
just kidding, I'm not doing it at all today. And then like, I'm doing it on the weekends. No, I'm not doing it on the weekends. And
Yes.
I'm gonna do some at night, but I only do it randomly, and I never tell you when I'm gonna do it.
This is a thing, right?
So if you do subscribe, you
Yeah.
can get notifications.
Exactly. If
you can get notifications even for following.
Yes, exactly.
You have to click it on though, I think.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
following.
exactly. So, yeah, essentially, like, if you were not Nick Carter and you were streaming as he did, you would not be successful. But because he is Nick Carter, he has that pull. People come regardless. So
What he does is he like puts out a tweet like, I'm gonna start
In half an
streaming
hour,
in
I'll be
30
on.
minutes. You know what I mean? And then all the Nick stands are like,
yeah, exactly. So like, what's annoying
Flock
about
over.
it though is that like he did post all on all his like for example his Steam account, his like
Twitter.
his Blizzard account, like all this stuff, right? So he's like, okay, follow me here, but his friend list is already full, so you can't play with him, which
So,
kind of sucks.
I'm wondering if he can like delete his friends and open it up again every time.
He would have to like actually like reach out, like he would have to know the problem exists first, then
Which he
reach
doesn't.
yeah, exactly, then reach
Kinda
out to
does.
Steam and say like, hey, I'm a celebrity, can I have more friends on my friend list? And they'd be like, absolutely.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
So
Like-
I think that's the other confusing thing about people who don't know about Twitch is he's not actually playing the video game via Twitch. Like you don't need
No.
a Twitch account to play with him.
No.
You need all these video game accounts.
Yes, exactly.
So and most of them are online.
yeah, all of them
So
are online.
Steam seems to be one.
Yes,
Blizzard.
yes. Like these are all like okay. So a game, for example. This will make sense. Okay, so StarCraft is a game that is made by Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard Entertainment has their own streaming service that you need to sign up for in order to play with your friends StarCraft. So does that
And
make
then,
sense?
yes. So then everyone at home so they download the game.
Yeah.
So you have to pay money to download a game, right?
Sometimes.
Or some of them
It
free?
depends. Some of them are free.
So there's some sort of code or room or something.
Yeah, there's like a room code, or like if you're on his friends list, it's like your friend is playing. Do you want to play with him? You're like, hell yeah, and you get to
but
join.
can you play with him even if you're not friends with him?
Only on some games. Like for
Okay.
example, if the Among Us game,
Yeah.
you could play with him if you knew.
Is
the
that
room
the
code.
game that he was playing that you've actually played
Yes.
before? The little colorful.
I don't
Yes.
understand that game.
That is so much
So there's
fun.
an imposter and you
Yes.
have to guess who it is.
Yes, so you are all on a spaceship together. There's 10 people. There's 10 people. One of you is a murderer. So during the time on your spaceship, you have to perform your tasks. Like for example, like cleaning out the O2 filter, or like fixing electrical and shit like that. Then there is one imposter. The imposter has to pretend to do tasks while he's going around the spaceship killing everyone. So
so their real job is to kill people.
correct. Yeah, they have no tasks to do.
Okay.
So so then when you discover a dead body, you have a conference meeting. You're like, okay, where was the body? Okay, and I think it was this guy. Okay, why do you think it was this guy? It's like, oh, because he was running away from the body. And you're like, oh my god. So then everyone votes and you get lynched, and it'll tell you whether or not you killed the right person. And then, like, it's like, oh, this person was not the imposter. One imposter remains. So then you have another round of, like, you doing tasks while the other person is trying to kill as many people as they can.
So if you guess wrong, are
Yes.
you out of the game?
No.
So then why are people not guessing?
Some people think that, you know, you just called the emergency meeting for you know, just to be a troll or something, right?
But
Yeah.
there's a dead body.
Not all the time. Not all. Sometimes
They call fake meetings?
you can call a fake meeting, like you can call a fake
Okay, let's
emergency
not
meeting.
delve into the depth of the game.
Yes,
That's not really
exactly.
important.
Yeah.
Anyways, he likes that game. There's
That's
a bunch
fun
of
game.
games.
And that's very popular right now.
Overwatch is another
Yeah,
game.
that's
he
one that
likes.
he's been playing a lot. He
Yeah.
wants to learn. He sucks at it.
Yeah.
Overwatch is like a shooting. It's like a first person shooter game. You're on a team.
What is the goal of that? Just to kill people?
Yeah. Well, okay. Like for example, it depends on the level. So for example, I cosplayed May from Overwatch. So each person has their own talent. So May, for example, she's a snow person. So she has like a snow cannon and shit like that. Anyways, so some of the levels, like for example, there's a car that needs to get to a safe location. So you
Oh.
have to you're the escort to the car to make sure, and then the other team is like, oh, we need to make sure this car doesn't get to the location. Blah 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 blah. Blah. So it's like a first person shooter.
I don't think he knows that.
Yeah, he's just shooting like
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Well, he just goes in and then immediately dies and then comes
Yeah,
back to life
exactly.
and then goes and shoots some more
That would
people
be
and
like me
immediately
playing.
dies.
Yes.
And then goes back. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is
Remember
all
when
he
that
ever
VR
does.
place?
Mm. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yes.
Is that Alien game on that, or is that just a VR game?
That's a VR game. That's totally
That
different.
was
Yeah.
He also plays
Overwatch
the
is very
shark
popular.
game.
The shark game?
He shoots the shark.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I don't know what
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
That
Yeah,
was-
but anyways.
there's lots of games, and it's
Is
fun
there
to do.
stuff that we should be doing as viewers? Like how, like what,
Well, I
aside
mean,
from like
yes,
typing a
'cause the
million,
chat,
thousand
Which
comments.
yeah,
sometimes
just-
he sees, but he also has a moderator that also feeds him
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But most of, as per usual with these things, most of it is, we love you, Nick. Come to Brazil.
yeah. Always.
Just like, okay.
Yeah, he's not a typical streamer, which is that's why it's hard to give you advice.
He also
because-
has a bit of ADD, and he kind
Yes,
of
he
flips
does.
around
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
does.
Yeah, and
So-
because normally streamers are supposed to be like very grateful and thankful that you have a viewer. You know what I mean? So, but because he has so many people, he's like,
I feel
This
like
is more like
I-
for fun for him. It's not like
Yeah.
a
he just
streamer.
doesn't know a lot about it. I think is
Yeah,
the main
maybe,
thing.
yeah.
And yeah, so but I think when I checked
Lydia
last
has
week, he
a
had like
good-
3,500 Twitch followers.
Yeah, Lydia has a good point because he's been streaming for like 2 weeks, and the other day he had like 1,000 people watching him.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
And so he's just like, oh, I'm not going to interact with these people. I have 1,000 people watching me.
Yeah.
Versus like Lydia, who's been doing this for years, would be
Yes.
like, ah.
Exactly.
And literally
Like-
anytime somebody chats in Lydia's chat, it'll read the message.
Yeah,
to you.
I have text to speech because like the reason for that is that so that I know someone spoke, so I don't miss it, right? So like okay, so in this Twitch world, if you make it to like 75 subscribers with like maybe 10 consistent viewers, you make it to affiliate. Affiliate, you get like 1 cent of every ad that runs, and and you're grateful for it. So if you have like consistently 200 people watching you every stream, then you make partner, and when you make partner, you make bank. And so that way everyone is like streaming, trying to get to partner, but it is the most difficult task. And some people don't even get to partner. Some people are just like, they have like hundreds of subs, and each sub gives them $5, and then they're just like, shit, I don't need to be partner because I'm getting money from these simps. Like you know what I mean? So like it all depends.
I think she meant, thank you.
Like, yeah, it's just, you know what I mean? It all depends on what you're, so like Nick's doing it for fun.
He's
not
doing it for fun. He's not doing
Yeah,
it.
he's not doing it for
for-
money.
yeah.
So like this is why like, whereas me, I would love for this to be my career, which is why like we have very different views about it. So like for me as a Twitch streamer who's been streaming for over 4 years, I'm very salty that he has a lot of viewers without trying, whereas I'm like trying to like, you know, I'm like boots on the ground like, shit, somebody watch my shit.
So
And,
are
like,
you at affiliate yet?
I'm at affiliate but not partner.
Okay.
Yeah, so when
Help Lydia become partner.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So when I get 100 cents, that'll be $1, and then that'll
Be
warm up my
amazing.
damn heart. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, good for Nick. I mean, like, obviously I'm jealous of him, but I hope he does well, and it looks like he's doing well, so he doesn't need my help anyway. So I do send him like private messages with pointers, like, hey, you know, like maybe download this will help you with this, but I don't think he even needs my help. So it's
But I
kind
think
of
the main point for fans is
Yeah.
if you want to play with Nick, you don't need to download Twitch. You just need to download Twitch to watch him,
yeah, like
not to play with him.
exactly right.
You re-
Play
it's
with
better.
him, you need to go to these,
To these
video
gaming
game sites.
whatever he's playing is you need to like sign up to that particular game channel,
and then find him.
Find him, friend him if his friend list is not full, and then at that point, yeah. I mean, Among Us is probably the best chance you'll ever get to play with him because you don't have to be his friend on Among Us. You just need the room code and you just in.
So, though, because he is twitching, if he is the imposter, it'll show up immediately on the
You'll
screen.
see. You'll know.
Okay.
Exactly.
But if you're
That's
playing,
what he was saying too.
Yeah.
If you're playing, would you also be watching him? Like, wouldn't you have to be
true.
like invested in the game?
Also, I need
That's
to
true.
mention, Twitch has a 30-second delay, so he is 30 seconds ahead of you. So sometimes
Oh.
there is like delays of like when you chat and when he'll see it. And sometimes like if he's in the room 30 seconds ahead of you. So if you're like, I can see him on the screen, the room's empty, but then you're like you can't get in.
Okay.
The reason for that is because he's 30 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah, so he's trying to at least say what game he's thinking he's going to play, so
That's
at least
good, I
you can
guess.
kind of be on the ball for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But yeah, I think that if you want to genuinely build a friendship with him, I don't think this is the way to go. I think he's just using it as like a fun way to pass time while the kids are asleep. That's
I
just
think
my
yes,
personal
that
opinion.
is-
His main
that's-
thing, and
that
then
is
if
literally why he's
his
doing
daughter
it.
wakes up from a nap, then he cuts it short or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. I mean, I wish he was like invested in it because I would love to be like a Twitch friend with him, like not to use him for fame, but to actually be like, okay, I'm playing a game with Nick Carter. Like this is like a moment.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe
If
in the
you're
future
really
they
into
might be
video
able to do
games,
something like that.
that's the
yeah,
point, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Like, if you're really into video games, that would be fun. I
Yeah.
think I'll just speak for myself. I won't speak for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't care about the video game part. A lot of the times
Yeah.
when he starts playing videos, that's when I check out. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, and you go to the background and I'm getting back to work and
Yeah.
I'll be listening to you, but I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Because that's the part about Twitch is that like if this is your profession, your point is to engage with the people, not to play the game so much.
Right.
Yeah.
But for him, his motivations are different. He's literally playing games when I'm like,
It's
oh,
just
these
like,
girls can watch
finally,
me.
people can
Yeah.
play games with me. I'm
Yeah.
not playing by myself.
Yeah.
yeah, and just be like, this is so fun, guys. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Other
He's-
fun
yeah.
thing that Nick does as well is that he, in the morning ones at least, he plays music. So he plays some of his
Yeah,
songs.
so I was gonna say the morning ones are the more engaging ones. For me, I won't speak for you guys. For me,
no. Yeah.
the morning ones are more engaging just because. So he kind of has it's
format, if you
evolving,
will.
but yeah, he kind of has a thing where
It's like
like
a
he's
morning show.
decided he's gonna play some of his own songs, which we already know, but he keeps claiming he's gonna play new music at
Yeah.
some point.
He's
And-
kind of been hinting at a new album. Like, I know he's been
Solo
talking.
album?
Yeah.
And then he has
Yeah.
this thing where he now shows you pictures from like
Oh
his
my God.
computers.
So it's like a morning
Random.
show. You know how like,
Oh,
we have
okay.
like a
And he's
little
like,
segment?
look
Yeah,
guys, here's me at the Nintendo store. Look guys, here's me.
Cute.
Like,
he got to try what game was it? Fortnite. I think?
yes,
He
Aw.
got to like right at the beginning when it was
like
still beta, testing.
or some
They,
shit.
They like stopped by the thing and he got to like see it. At
He
the
nerded
time.
out.
That's
So
fun.
yes, he's
Cute.
a big video game nerd. So
Yeah.
And again, I mean, I don't really care about
But
that.
yeah, in the
but
morning,
it's more
though,
interesting than watching
in the
him play a
morning he's
game.
answering a lot more questions.
Yeah.
So that's
So
where it's the
that's
engaging.
good. And the good part is if you're at work or it's a weird time zone or something, it does save it. Now, does
does.
it only save it for 2 weeks or does
Yes.
it save it forever?
No.
Okay.
So, and you can clip it if he did something like funny or like very like emotional. You can clip the part that you think is.
How do you do that?
So you have to like go to the stream like after it's finished, obviously.
Okay.
Or no, actually, you can even do it live. You can do it live.
wanna
I'm not
say-
sure how. I always get Kenny to do it, so maybe I'll get Kenny to explain it later. But anyways, essentially, there is a way for you to clip your favorite part, and then that clip that you make gets saved on his channel. So yes, I did that. Remember when
so
I?
that was on his channel that
yes.
you did. Okay.
Yeah. So me and Kenny were watching Nick, and it was
This was like
hilarious.
his first.
His very first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like he was mute for like the whole time. Me and Kenny were like, dude, you're mute, dude, you're mute. And like he was just like not listening or whatever, right? So like he was taking off his headset and he was like, and then Kenny's like, this is the best. So he like clipped this clip of Nick going like looking at his like headset in horror, and then we're like LOL, and then like we turned it to Nick, we're like
That was funny. That
and,
was
we're
funny.
and then he stopped the stream, and we're like, oh my god, I bullied Nick off the internet. Oh my god, it felt really bad.
That was
But yeah,
funny.
so that
Sometimes.
might put you in his good or bad books.
If
And
you clip
I
like a
want
clip.
to say
Yeah.
someone is saving them all. I want to say maybe
I'm
BSP
sure they are.
Germany or
I was gonna
something.
say,
Yeah.
I think it's BSB Germany YouTube channel. They've been like I guess, screen recording the whole things
Yeah,
and
you
then
can,
putting
yeah,
them up
Yeah.
on their YouTube
So
channel.
but again, if you can't watch it that day, it's usually there and you can see it. So
Mm-hmm,
you can go back and watch.
Usually I watch
Yeah.
after work.
Yeah,
'cause
that's fine.
he's doing it at the times
Yeah.
that I'm busy.
Like
at
normally
work.
people don't have fans who do that, but because he is Nick Carter, that makes sense that there's someone documenting his
It's
life.
just nice to get free content.
Yes. Yes.
And you know
Just
what?
something,
Like I
you
was
know?
saying, I mean, we got to wrap up, but like
Yeah.
I was saying, you know, we don't have a lot going on right now.
Mm.
You know, a whole year is going to go by, guys, and we're
Yeah,
going to have
this
no
is sad.
concerts and whatever.
Yeah.
So, this is something.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a BSB fan, it's something.
Yes.
He is like sharing like little tidbits of info, and you know, and so yeah, these kind of things. AJ on Dancing with the Stars, and you know, maybe Nick's also on this Masked Singer, and maybe the Jonas Brothers are going to release like
Yeah.
these. This is all we have.
Yeah.
This
You
is
know,
things
So we're
that we
trying
are
to enjoy
thankful
things.
for.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? The very last thing that I'm going to say, and this is really quick. Dan made a Patreon page. Dan from O-Town.
O-Town?
Yes.
Really?
So he
What?
made a Patreon page, and he's gonna be like singing and stuff, and like
Oh,
doing little like
nice.
whatever. So you can there's like different levels that you can subscribe and like all this
okay.
stuff. So that was kind of fun. I don't know all the details because I literally just saw it today on the day that we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to Dan Miller's Instagram page, all the info is there. But that's also something
that's
like
good.
this. Like if
Cool.
you're an O-Town fan, what do you have?
I know.
You know?
It's true.
Like-
it's true.
Trying to enjoy little things, you know?
Like the turkey on our table.
Like
Yes.
our metaphorical turkey.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we are thankful for Nick and for AJ and for Dan and for all the boy
Every- all
bands.
the boy
We're
band.
thankful for all of you for continuing
And we're
to listen.
thankful
Yes.
for each other, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
without each other, we would not have a podcast.
That's true.
That's right.
So-
Because we're all in this together.
I
High
don't know how
School
to dance
Musical.
goes. Yeah.
Anyways,
I literally never watched that movie.
I watched
happy
all three.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.